I know. Governance sounds super boring and restrictive until money becomes involved. And then it can become your secret weapon. My name is Adewumi-Zer. I am the founder and CEO of Zer Consulting Africa. I became a first-time CEO during COVID in 2020. And since then, I've sat on boards in the US, in Europe, and here in Africa. And what I find is that businesses are looking for growth. They're desperate for growth, but then they see governance as a constraint, not realizing that lack of governance is actually constraining their growth. By the end of this video, I want you to understand why governance is not a constraint, but actually one of the strongest tools you have for credibility, for growth, and for long-term relevance. I've been a runner all my life. Started at the age of 3, running around a baseball field because my parents thought I just had way too much energy and just needed a way to get rid of it. Then I became a sprinter, running 400 meters in high school. That was really my core strength. I saw myself as a sprinter until I hit college and left college, and the distance started expanding. First, I was running 5Ks, then 10Ks, did a half marathon, and then finally ran my first marathon at the age of 25. Convinced my dad to run along with me, 42 kilometers at the age of 50. So we were a father-daughter team running our first marathon together. And what I very quickly realized as I started training is that training for 400 meters is completely different than training for a full 42 kilometers. That speed, that energy, that quickness that saw me through, got me to the end of the finish line on a track was not the same as the endurance, the discipline, the resilience I needed to get past that wall and get through all 42 kilometers. It's the same with governance. At the beginning, you're speedy, you're quick. You don't think that you need the discipline of governance, but as you grow, you start to realize that there's a reason why these large multinationals pay so much attention to the governance structures they have in place. Because what does governance do? Governance attracts capital. How does it attract capital? It attracts capital because it tells investors whether or not this business, so it attracts capital, tells investors whether this business can survive and how long it can survive without the founder. So at the beginning, founders everywhere. The founders needed. When I started my business, I was the business developer, I was the IT, I was social media manager, I was the relationship manager, I was the operations. I did everything. But as we enlarge and as we build bigger businesses, the founder can't do everything, or else the founder would just capsize. It's the same thing my son learned when I took him on his first 5K, a fun family run. He thought that 5K was just 400 meters, ran full out the 400 meters. And then at the end of the 400 meters said, "Oh, mommy, I can't do this anymore." So same way my son learned, you can learn too. The founder needs to be able to tell the investors that their business can survive without them. So next thing that governance does is it shifts the structure based on the stage of the company. What we mean here is that the governance structure that a company that is bringing in 100 million per year US dollars is not the same governance structure of a company that's bringing 10 million US dollars per year. It's not the same as a company that's bringing in 100 US dollars a year. So here, company A, the 100 billion company, will need full governance structures. They will need processes, they will need procedures, they will need compliance teams, they will need full audits, internal audit, etc. So because of the complexity and the magnitude of their operations. As a $10 million company, will need some of that, but won't need each and every single thing. And certainly a company that's only 100,000 US will not need the full breadth. They might want an advisory board, for example, instead of a board of directors. They might outsource a number of these facilities. So legal, compliance, audit might all be outsourced. So this is what we mean when we say that the governance structure has to match the stage of the company. Thirdly, what the governance structure does is give you global relevance, because that transparency is what will attract partners to you. Large partners, global partners, relevant partners. So to do the companies, the huge multinationals out of Europe, out of Asia, out of the Americas, and also here in Africa have in common that they understand the importance of proper governance structures. They do have their procedures in place. They have standards of operations. They have their processes. They have compliance team. They have an internal audit team. They have their financials audited each and every year. Many, many things that they do to make sure that they have a proper governance structure. We all want to become that size. We all want to be globally relevant. We want to attract capital. We want to have structure, governance structure that fits the stage that we're in. So how do you do this? Have you thought about whether your business has built trust, not just locally, but built trust at scale? If you found this video useful, please give me a like, drop a comment. Would love to know what was most valuable for you. Send it on to your board. I'm sure they'll be interested to hear your thoughts and see what you're thinking around governance. And of course, look out for my next video, which is around expanding impact. This is what we're all about, the impact and the legacy that we leave for our children here in Africa. Thanks for watching today. Together, let's make it happen.